The green, manicured grass of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club has always been more than just a sports venue. It is a stage where history, tradition, and an almost sacred sense of British heritage collide every single summer. For over a century, the world has turned its eyes to this specific pocket of southwest London, expecting to witness not only the pinnacle of athletic achievement, but also the height of timeless elegance. Wimbledon is a place where the atmosphere itself feels heavy with unspoken rules and carefully preserved customs, from the mandatory all-white attire of the competitors to the precise way the strawberries and cream are served to the eager crowds. Yet, beyond the fierce rallies and the echoing thunder of serves on center court, there is an entirely different spectacle that captivates millions around the globe. It is the arrival of the royal spectators, individuals whose presence elevates a mere tennis tournament into a global cultural event of unmatched prestige. The intersection of royalty and sport at Wimbledon has created some of the most iconic visual moments of the modern era, capturing the public imagination in ways that few other public appearances can match. To truly understand the magic of this place, one must look closely at how these two worlds blend together, creating a narrative of grace, duty, and public fascination that deepens with every passing year. Before we delve into the stunning details of this year's unforgettable tournament and the remarkable figures who grace the stands, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an exclusive report. The crowd that gathers along the famous queues at Wimbledon is a testament to the enduring power of this uniquely British tradition. People from all walks of life, from lifelong tennis enthusiasts to curious international travelers, camp out for hours, sometimes even days, just for a chance to step onto the sacred grounds. They bring with them a palpable energy, a collective sense of anticipation that fills the morning air with a vibrant buzz. It is within this sea of dedicated fans that the true spirit of the championships comes alive, long before the first ball is struck on any of the outer courts. The volunteers and honorary stewards who manage this massive influx of people do so with a synchronized precision that mirrors the tournament itself, ensuring that every guest feels the warmth of British hospitality the moment they arrive. This dedication to tradition and community is precisely what draws the highest echelons of society back to the venue year after year, reinforcing a bond between the public and the institution that has been nurtured for generations. The atmosphere in these early morning hours is thick with hope and excitement, as everyone wonders who they might spot walking through the gates or sitting in the exclusive enclosures that overlook the historic lawns. When a high-profile figure steps into this environment, the shift in energy is instantaneous. The whispers spread like wildfire through the crowd, cameras are raised in unison, and the focus shifts, if only for a moment, away from the brackets and onto the sheer presence of leadership and grace. This year, the anticipation was higher than ever, given the deeply personal journeys and triumphs that have defined the recent months for the royal family. Every public appearance carries a profound weight, serving as a visual message of resilience, continuity, and an unwavering commitment to public service. The choice of presentation, the subtle nods to heritage, and the effortless way these individuals interact with the everyday fans create a powerful narrative that resonates far beyond the borders of the United Kingdom. It is a masterclass in soft diplomacy where a single smile or a brief conversation with someone who has queued since dawn can dominate global headlines for days. As the tournament progressed toward its highly anticipated final matches, the stage was perfectly set for a moment of pure, unadulterated brilliance that would leave an indelible mark on the history of the championships. As the sun rose higher over London, casting a brilliant glow on the immaculate courts, the sense that something extraordinary was about to unfold became undeniable. The women's singles final is always a marquee event, a culmination of 2 weeks of intense physical and mental battle where only the most resilient athletes survive. The stands were packed to maximum capacity, filled with celebrities, sporting legends, and dignitaries from across the globe, all waiting for the final chapter of this year's dramatic tournament to be written. Yet, even among such a distinguished gathering, the arrival of the patron of the All England Club possesses a unique gravity that commands total attention. This role, inherited from a legacy of steadfast devotion to the sport, is not merely honorary. It represents a deep, genuine love for the game and a shared history with the millions of fans watching worldwide. As the afternoon progressed and the players prepared to take the court, all eyes naturally turned toward the royal box, waiting for the definitive visual statement that would define this historic afternoon. The transition from the quiet anticipation of the morning to the electric atmosphere of the actual matches is a spectacle that defines the true essence of Wimbledon. On July 2nd, early in the tournament, the Princess of Wales made her initial appearance of the season, setting a sophisticated and remarkably approachable tone that resonated deeply with everyone present. On that cooler summer day, she chose an ensemble that perfectly mirrored the crisp, traditional colors often associated with the prestigious tournament, but with a decidedly modern twist. She settled on a brilliant blue two-piece suit that immediately drew the admiration of fashion enthusiasts and royal watchers alike. The tailored outfit consisted of a matching Gabriella Hearst blazer valued at $2,190, paired effortlessly with coordinating trousers worth $1,090. Underneath the structured blazer, she wore a classic white Ralph Lauren t-shirt, showcasing a masterful blend of high-end luxury fashion and accessible everyday style. To complete the look, she accessorized with carousel lapis and moonstone drop earrings valued at $232, adding a delicate sparkle that caught the afternoon light. Of course, no ensemble would be complete without her iconic sapphire and diamond engagement ring, accompanied by her elegant eternity band, pieces that carry immense historical and personal significance. This cool-toned, professional yet relaxed appearance set a spectacular baseline for her tournament wardrobe, signaling her readiness to fully engage with both the sport and the community that makes Wimbledon so incredibly special. During this early July appearance, the princess demonstrated her characteristic warmth and dedication to the public by skipping the immediate comfort of the royal box to immerse herself in the unique culture of the tournament. She made a point to visit Wimbledon's famous queue, spending a significant amount of time meeting with dedicated attendees who had lined up since the early hours of the morning just for a glimpse of the action. This gesture meant the world to the fans, many of whom had traveled great distances and braved the unpredictable British weather. Alongside her were the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club's honorary stewards, who volunteer their time each year to manage the massive crowds and welcome guests with open arms as they arrive at the historic championships. By standing with these volunteers and chatting animatedly with the fans, the princess highlighted the grassroots passion that forms the bedrock of the entire event. Later that day, she chose to watch a second-round match featuring the young British player Arthur Ferry on one of the outer courts. Sitting among the regular spectators on a grass court Grand Slam outer field, rather than behind the pristine barriers of center court, she showed her genuine love for the game of tennis itself, cheering on local talent and absorbing the raw, unfiltered energy of early round competition. A formal statement from Kensington Palace later underscored the importance of this visit, noting how much Her Royal Highness appreciated the tireless efforts of the stewards and the unwavering enthusiasm of the fans who give the tournament its unmatched soul. However, as the championships progressed and reached their ultimate climax on Saturday, the stylistic and emotional narrative underwent a breathtaking transformation. Walking out to witness the highly anticipated women's singles final match between Karolina Muchova and Linda Noskova, the Princess of Wales completely departed from the cooler, understated tones of her earlier visit, opting instead for a bold and fiery visual statement that turned every head in the stadium. At 44 years old, she commanded the entire venue sporting a vibrant, eye-catching red peplum dress that exuded absolute confidence, power, and timeless regal grace. The architectural silhouette of the peplum dress perfectly accentuated her elegant frame, making her an undeniable focal point against the traditional green backdrop of center court. She accessorized this stunning fiery ensemble with an exquisite pair of gemstone drop earrings and a perfectly matching necklace that added just the right amount of classic opulence to the modern cut of her dress. Her signature brunette locks were styled in a flawless, romantic half-up, half-down hairdo, allowing her jewelry to catch the light while maintaining an air of effortless sophistication. This dramatic shift from the serene blue suit of early July to the radiant red statement of the finals created an incredible sense of drama and theater. Perfectly matching the high stakes of the championship match unfolding on the grass below, the tension inside the stadium was palpable as the two extraordinary athletes, Karolina Muchova and Linda Noskova, stepped onto the court to battle for one of the most coveted titles in all of sports. The presence of the princess in her radiant red attire seemed to elevate the gravity of the occasion, infusing the royal box with an undeniable energy that mirrored the fierce determination of the competitors. Every eye in the house darted between the baseline rallies and the distinguished guests in the stands, capturing a moment where athletic brilliance and royal tradition stood side by side. As the patron of the All England Club, her role on this day was not just about enjoying world-class tennis, but about anchoring a tradition that dates back generations, representing the continuity and grace of the monarchy at a global sporting pinnacle. The sheer contrast between her two appearances throughout the tournament spoke volumes about her ability to navigate different facets of public life, moving from casual interactions on the outer courts to the grand, high-profile spectacle of the finals. The atmosphere grew thicker with excitement as the match progressed, with the princess watching intently, her expressions reflecting the dramatic twists and turns of every game, holding the entire audience captive in a shared experience of suspense and admiration. To understand the true depth of the relationship between the Princess of Wales and the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, one must trace a journey that spans over a decade of steadfast dedication and genuine personal passion. Her deep-seated love for the sport is not a recently acquired royal duty, but rather a lifelong enthusiasm that has seen her attend the historic tournament almost every single year since her marriage into the royal family back in 2011. Over those 15 years, she became a foundational fixture in the royal box, transitioning seamlessly from a passionate spectator enjoying world-class athleticism into an essential symbol of the tournament's institutional heritage. This natural evolution culminated beautifully in 2016 when she officially took over the monumental role of patron of the All England Club from the late Queen Elizabeth II, who had held the position with immense dignity for many decades. Accepting this patronage was a passing of the torch that solidified the princess's role as the primary link between the British monarchy and the global tennis community. Since assuming this title, she has approached her responsibilities with a unique combination of regal poise and authentic joy, turning the annual trophy presentations into deeply moving celebrations of human achievement that resonate with audiences across every continent. The weight of this patron role became even more apparent in recent years, highlighting her deep personal commitment during times of profound challenge. In the previous competitive season, she stood poised at center court on consecutive days, commanding global admiration as she personally presented the prestigious winners' trophies to the singles champions Iga Swiatek and Jannik Sinner. Those moments of celebration captured the very essence of her patronage, as she shared genuine words of encouragement and praise with the victorious athletes under the gaze of millions of viewers worldwide. However, the subsequent year brought unprecedented personal trials that would test her resilience in the public eye. In 2024, as she underwent an intense and deeply private recovery from cancer, her health naturally required her to step back from many of her beloved public engagements. The world watched with a mixture of concern and profound respect as she navigated this difficult journey, and her absence from the women's singles final that year was deeply felt across the grounds of Wimbledon. Yet, demonstrating an extraordinary spirit and an unwavering devotion to the traditions of the club, she made a triumphant and deeply emotional appearance on hand just a day later to witness Carlos Alcaraz's sensational victory over Novak Djokovic. That singular appearance in 2024 served as a powerful symbol of hope and strength, proving that her bond with Wimbledon transcended mere administrative duty, representing a true sanctuary of joy and continuity in her life. Now, looking at her magnificent presence at the match between Karolina Muchova and Linda Noskova, the full magnitude of her journey comes into perfect focus. Her return to the tournament in such vibrant health and radiant fashion is not just a win for fashion enthusiasts or tennis fans, but a profound milestone that marks a triumphant chapter in her life as a public servant and a mother. The fiery red peplum dress she wore for the finals was more than a stylistic choice. It was a visual celebration of life, energy, and renewed strength, contrasting beautifully with the quieter, more reserved periods of her recent past. Every smile shared with the organizers, every wave to the roaring crowds in the stadium, and every animated conversation in the royal box signaled a definitive return to the forefront of national life. For the athletes competing on the grass below, receiving recognition from a patron who has demonstrated such profound personal resilience adds an entirely new layer of prestige and meaning to their hard-earned victories. The history of Wimbledon is written not just by the players who lift the golden trophies, but by the iconic figures who support them from the stands, anchoring the ephemeral nature of sport within the enduring framework of cultural tradition. This intersection of human triumph, royal heritage, And global sporting excellence is precisely why Wimbledon remains an unparalleled event in the modern cultural calendar. It is a place where the past is constantly honored while the future is written in real time, block by block, match by match. The Princess of Wales, through her decade-long journey from an eager fan in 2011 to a dedicated patron managing grand traditions, perfectly embodies this unique blend of history and modernity. As the final points were played and the stadium erupted in cheers for the new champion, the narrative of the day achieved a perfect, harmonious completion. The image of the lady in red, standing tall under the London sun, will undoubtedly go down as one of the most defining and inspiring chapters in the modern history of the championships, reminding the entire world of the timeless power of grace, duty, and resilience in the face of life's greatest adversities. The echoes of the cheering crowd eventually faded into the evening air, but the profound impact of this unforgettable day on the sacred grass of center court will continue to inspire generations of tennis lovers and royal watchers for many years to come.